Hello, good morning, good afternoon. Okay, so let's continue with our next class in JavaScript. Yesterday we look at the basically expression, right? A underscore expression, we learn how to display the data, right, inside the console. Okay, so in today class, what we will do is first what I'm gonna do, right? Let's go back here and just create one file called script. Okay, script.js. Then I will explain few concepts. The first is what is data, right? So whatever I'm going to talk now is one of the most important things you will learn in any programming language. Okay, without these concepts, no programming language exists, right? So please get it. Okay, like, no matter what, right? You just understand what is data, right? Different uh, types of data, correct? Then once we understand data, right, then different 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 types of operators, right? And then we have to understand different operation. Okay, what are the different operation you can do, right? Let's call it operation, or maybe, yeah, let's call it operation, right? Different operation. Okay, I mean, what you can do, right, by using data and operators. All right, uh, in different types of operators, and I believe we can write let's say conditions, right? Okay, let's keep it to up to operators, fine. So let's start with the first one. What is data, right? Different types of data. So first, what is data? Data is basically resource. Okay, data is resource right, which you will use inside programming, right? Which we need, right, in programming. Resource means let's say example, you want to write a story, right? So will be what? String. You know, you want to write a story like you know once I went to the when I was once I was walking in the forest. I was walking in forest, right? Then saw a tiger. So anything you put in the quotation mark, look at this quotation mark is a string. Okay, the next, this is a resource. This is a resource. One resource is string, and this is what we call data, right? So in data there are different resources. The first one is string, second is number. The number can be anything, 0, 1, 2, 3, right? This is positive number. You have negative, same like math. Okay, -4, whatever you can call it, that is all number. When number, I just separate with comma, right? But you don't have to, you can just put it like this. This is just comment. So in comment you can write whatever you want, but all these are number, fine. Without quotation mark is number. So there is two things, something in a quotation, something not in quotation, right? Number can be only not in quotation. If you put if you add a string like this, that is wrong, because this is not number, right? That is string. So string must be like this. Clear? So now we get difference between string and number. Simple formula is inside quotation is string, and we know the math number, right? Positive number, negative number, even number with the point, right? Decimal number. Okay, So we understand string number. The next type is type. We also call type, right? Data type. Okay. So the word, you have to understand types of data. Basically, the resources, right, in our programming, or types of data. So what is types in programming? That is data types, string number. If I ask you what is types, right? What are different types in JavaScript programming? Number is string. Next is Boolean. Boolean, right? That will be Boolean is true and false. True or false. Something is true or something is false, right? So if I say, 5 is greater than 4, like this, that is true, right? So statement will be true. Okay. So we can talk about a statement later, but for now, let's understand the types in JavaScript. String, number, Boolean. You're gonna have null also, right? Null is with no value, right? No value. That is null. There is something called undefined, right? Undefined. That is also value not assigned. Okay. Value not assigned, right? Basically what happened, right? Program will assign undefined automatically. Okay. Null, we give it, we assign null. If there is no value and you want to give it null, okay, right now there is no value, so let's put it null for now, right? It's null, no value. But something which has no value, right, then program is also going to assign, like in case of variables or functions, even if you don't put null, program will assign undefined automatically, right? Value not assigned. Okay, let's call it let's say like this, program, right? Or JS will assign value, right, to empty variable, or if function not returning value. So maybe this is difficult to understand, but I will explain. Just think like this. The program will assign this to variables or function, right? We don't define undefined. I mean, you can write undefined, it's okay, right? But the system will do automatically if there is no value, right? But null, we as a programmer, sometimes we just, like placeholder, right? Right now, no value, but later we're going to store value, right? But the next is array. Array stores multiple data, right? Similar data. This is the symbol, right, of array. Just imagine some image, right? You see the image of the apple image. If you see in the paper, right, in a book, apple image, you look at that image and you say, oh, this is apple, right? Just look at this two bracket, opening and closing bracket, right? Don't say apple, just call it array, okay? And this array stores data, right? So let's say I can store any data from here. Now these are our data types. These are our data, okay? Like the data which we're going to use in programming, right? The real data. But this is also a type of data, but to store above data or store anything inside, any data, right? Even you can store another array like this. Okay. So each data is separate with comma now, right? I can put number. I can put string. I can put true, that is Boolean. I can put null. I can put undefined, right? The important is these data, how you create, right? That is important. You have to remember. The only thing is the string and number, right? So string will be in quotation mark. Number is just a number. You have Boolean, which is written like this, and then null written like this, and undefined, right? Every data has its shape, means the way you write, right? Must be in the correct format. You cannot put a string without quotation. If you put like this, then some program say, hey, I don't know what is this. The reason, there is a concept of data, right? So our program understand that language. Program understand this. Program will tell you, oh, this is string, I know that. This is number, I know that. This is boolean, I know that. This is null, I know that. This is undefined, I know, I understand that. This is array, I know that also. Okay, so that's how the program understand data. This one I don't understand, so can you correct that? So I will correct it. Fine. And the last one for now is object, which is again curly bracket, opening and closing, right? So in object, we store some similar data, right? So inside here, you can store any of this, and even object, like you can store even object here, and this object can have value, right? Okay, but the way we store is different, right? In object, see here you store in the index format, like this is 0, this is 1, 2. Each data has a value, a position, right? So the first one is 0 position, this is 1 position. Array is index system, that is start with 0, 0, 1, 2. If you don't have anything, that is called empty array. So this one is empty array, this is empty array. If I put here 5, it has one value stored in index 0. Simple concept. Okay, array is index based, even string is index. So string, this is all string, it has 0, start s at 0 position. Okay, for now just remember that. Now how we store data in object? So let's say car, right? This is object called car. Car is an object. Car has a color, so that is property name is color, and we call it red, right? So red, you cannot read like this. You must be, it must be one of this data, right? So if that is string, red is string, so you must put the correct format, red, like that. Okay, now separate with a comma. Model, right? So model here, let's call it what model? Maybe, I don't know what is the, like so mg4, right? This is what I like, mg4 ev. Okay, mg4, right? So that will be string now, so you must put mg4. Hey, what I'm writing, ev, right? Like that. Okay, then the range, let's call it range of this car, right? So that is I believe 420 kilometer. Then you must put in this is number, okay, but if you want to have the kilometer, you can either add it like this, or later you have to assign somewhere, right? Kilometer. Okay, color is red, model mg4 ev, range 420 kilometer, and then battery pack, battery pack, right? So battery, you can call it 64 kilowatt hour, something like that. Okay, so this is one car, right? This is one object. Now you can have many objects. This is one object. Okay, so you can store even this object, right, inside here. Array can store anything. Okay, if you have object, you can store like that. So this is one value, one item, right? This one is one item, index 0, index 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, index 7. You get this array. So we understand different types of data and how you create, basically how you store the value in that. Let's not call, just understand string, number, boolean, null, undefined, array, and object, right? And how it is written. Okay, if you don't have anything inside this object, that will be empty object. Clear? So that is all you have to understand. That is the type in data, right? What is the next one? Different types of operator now. Operators, right? So the first one is let's call it string, right? String operator. operator will be like a plus symbol, right? Plus. So if I have to add two string together, let's call it apple, right? This is one string. So space, you can add space. This is even one space is one character, okay? That is represent space, right? And plus, and then here mango, right? Like that. So apple is space mango, okay? And I will now, I'm gonna show you something here. Okay, let's wait, right? Let's wait. Let's see. Okay, let's go to the browser and then I will show you quickly what is happening. So in the console, right, I can write, this browser is loaded, so I can write here now JavaScript. Our browser has JavaScript already inside, right? So you can write. So here I just put here a string. Let's call it apple, like this. I want to have a space plus mango, right? See, so this space is what you see here. If I don't have a space, they're together, right? See that? Okay, so this is called concatenation operator. Concatenation operator. Plus is a concat. You can add two string together. This is one string and the other second string add together. Okay, that is called concatenation, right? First operator is string operator, that is concatenation. Fine. Okay, let's look at the next one. So we can call it math, right? Math operator. So math will be basically all operation for the math, plus, minus, division. So yeah, and then multiply, right? And there is one more called modulo, percent symbol. This is a modulo operator, right? So we have example for all this. I will explain later in the example, right? Let's call it math operator. Then assignment operator, right? Operator. So assignment is basically equal symbol. You assign something, right, with equal. So let's call it let x equal to 5. So x is a variable, right? And you assign 5 to x. So this is assignment, okay? So equal symbol. Now there is combination of assignment, like plus equal to, right? Means add something to the. So if I say x plus equal to 10, so this means assign, add 10 to x. Add 10 to x. You can do x minus equal 10. Remove 10 from x, right? X multiply equal to 5. Multiply to 5 to x, right? And same thing, x divide, right, equal to 2. So divide the value of x with 2, and then whatever result you store in the x, right? That is, all this operation is doing their part in the value of x. So x was 5, you added 10 to the x, become 15. You remove 10 from x, that x become again 5. You multiply 5 with 5, now x become 25, and you divide x with 2, right? So that is 25 divided by 2, that will be how much? 12.5, right? So now x has 12.5 value. Okay, so this is assignment operator, right? There is one more thing, plus plus. So if I do x plus plus, that means just add 1 to x. See, here we can add whatever we want, right? Plus equal to, but this equal is just add 1 to x. And if you want to reduce 1 only, x minus minus, so remove 1 from x. So just understand this operation. This is called assignment operator, right? So you will understand later with the examples, right? Now comparison. I hope that spelling is CUMPERISION, right? Comparison operator. Okay. Comparison, and that spelling is okay. Comparison operator, right? OPERA operator. So COMPARISON, okay? Comparison operator in JavaScript, right? COMPARISON and logical operator. So COMPARISON operator. So what is comparison? You compare the number, right? So 5 is equal to 5. True. Comparison, right? So this is also called a statement. When you have something like this, right, that is also called a statement in programming. Okay, so when you combine many things together in one line of code, right, that becomes a statement of program, and a statement always give you some output result, right? So let's look at the comparison, different kind of comparison. 5 is greater than 4. 5 is greater than or equal to 5. 5 is less than 4. 5 is less than or equal to 4, right? Then we check equal to, greater than equal to, less than equal to. So these are the different combination of comparison operator. Okay, so the 5 is also not equal to, right, 4. This is called not symbol, right? So we can look at this in the logical. Let's leave this here, right? So next is logical operator, right? Operator. So logical operator will be, there is 3 operator, right? Not symbol, or, and, right? So this is the 3 operation in logical: not, or, and symbol, right? So I can say 5 is not equal to 4. So there will be result output of this. Okay, so we check that later, but just first understand the different scenario, right? Different operators and different situation. Okay, so we can call it like 5 is greater than 4, or, this is or, right? 5 is less than 4. So this is or. Okay, so you're gonna have true or false, right? False. You look at the different situation. You can also gonna have like let's call it true and false, right? Like this. Okay, so logical operator, we have comparison, logical, assignment operator, math operator, string. We understand the concatenation operator, right? So one thing more I will tell you, variable, right? Before we move to the, like, I just give you the overview. The next you're going to learn with examples, right? So variables. What is variables now? What is variables, right? So variables is the place where we store data, right? Place where we store or hold, just holding, okay? Hold a data, okay? Data. So how we create variables? There is 3 different way. Let x equal to 100. So now this x is x is holding 100, right? I can prove that. Let's do console.log x. If I call x, right, what I said, x is holding 100. If I can print x, I just call the x. That means it should give me the number value 100, right? Like it will give me the value. Look at here. If I X is holding number, okay, and it should give me the value, right? So let's run this code. F5 Node.js. Look at that. I get 100. Okay. So now you just imagine X is the storage, right? Or the box where we have value. Now value means what? You can store anything, any value from here, right? Okay, any data. See, we have seen all this different type of data, array until object, right? So you just try like, okay, that's true. Let me store something, string. Save now, right? And call the X, run the code again. See, I get that string. Oh, that's nice. Okay, let me store undefined. Save, run this. You get undefined, right? Because computer know, okay, this is undefined. If I just bring here, right, X is storing, the type is undefined. X has type. This means the type of data is undefined. Okay, let's delete that, right? And I just put here something. Now save this and look at here. The type of X is string. Wow, computer knows this is string. Okay, so let's make it null here, right? And check. The type is null. See, system know already, right? So if you print this now, you get null. So the you have to understand the type, string, number. Let's make a boolean, right? So boolean is true. So save this and look at here. It says X is true, type is true, but this is boolean. We can call it boolean, right? But it says X has true value, but it's boolean, right? So let's do the array like this and have 1, 2, 4, 5 like that. So let's make it. Look at here. X colon, right? So number, X is holding number, array of number, right? Like that, array of number. But what if we put a string also here, right? And see what it says now. So this is the union type. Look at here. X is holding the array with string and number type right inside. So we are learning type also now, TypeScript also. Good. Before we did not get suggestion like this, right? But I don't know, maybe this is the Visual Studio. But this is what the TypeScript is all about, declaring the types in front, right? But here we are not declaring, we're just adding the value, but the JavaScript knows the type already, string and number inside this array. And if you have the, let's make it object, right? And if I say here, this object, nothing, but let's add name is Dev, right? And then is let's make it 45 like that. So save. And now object X is holding object which has the name and age. Name is string and age is number. See that? So the important is this types, right? Types of data. That is important to understand. All right. So now, this is the basic concept, right? In programming. If you understand all this properly and solve our exercise, right? So let's go back to our exercise now. Where is that? I need to go to the, GitHub. So I'll quickly show you guys, and then tomorrow we will continue with the Stack 1. This is JavaScript, and so that is the video, right? Here is the practice lesson. So now in conditions, so why is that? we are in the expression, right? Sorry, not in the condition, expression. So exercise. So we have done that one, execute just console log, right? Here. So there is 4 different expression, right? String expression, number expression, Boolean expression, and comparison, right? Okay. So what we're gonna do is string like this. Go back and in the expression, I'll just add here in the expression, okay? We are in the, I believe, A, right? So let's see, yeah, A expression. So let's add here like that. So you guys type, okay? Don't copy, just type, right? Type all this. So console log river plus town, right? So this is concatenation operator. What will the output? Together, right? Cat, dog, New York. So new space York, because we have space in between here. Look at that space, right? Space York. Runner knee, and this will add it, right, to the result. Man beer, right? Plus peak. So these 3 string will be added together. So let's run this code and look at that. So only the space here in the York, New York, and also because we have space in between, that is all okay. But look at man, beer, and pig, they're all together, right? But you can add a space like this, and also maybe after here, so they will be separate, right? So space also makes one character, okay? Space is one character as well. So that was the first thing, string of expression. Yes. So now next one is, right, number expression. So we have done the string part, understand the concatenation operator. The next one is number, right? We can create the second file. And copy this. Okay. Now console log, right? So when you have more than 2 value, right, put together by any expression, okay, like number expression or any comparison expression, whatever, right? So there will be always result. So always look for the final result. So this will be 5, right? So it will print 5. Now 10 minus 15, that will be minus 5, right? So here again the math formula, BODMAS, right? Bracket, then the math symbol, that is basically like like any operator, like what you call division, multiply, then plus, minus, all that, right? So here will be 5 minus 5, that should be 0, right? That will be 12. So similarly you take care, right? Only thing is this one, what will be the answer here? That is modulo operator. So this operation gives you the remainder. The plus, minus, divide, but percent, this is not percent, this is the remainder, okay? You divide 5 by 2, the remainder will be, the output is remainder. The remainder is 1, right? 2 times 2 is 4. 5 minus 4 will be 1. So that is remainder, okay? Just remember that. 6 mod 2 is 0, because the remainder is 3 times 2 is 6. Here 1, right? Because you cannot divide 7 with 2. There is remainder 1. 8 can be mod 2, right? So that is 8 mod 2, that is remainder 0. So here will be remainder 3. You can go 16, right? 2 times 16. 19 minus 16 is 3. Here will be 0. Here will be 3, right? Because you cannot divide 7 with 4, there is a remainder 3. Here you cannot divide 4 with 7, right? So always you're going to put the small number, that is 4. So in this case, the bracket happens first. So the remainder is 0, right? And 0 plus 5 will be 5. Now bracket happened first. So 5 plus 10 is 15. And 15 mod 5, that is 0. Because remainder, when you divide 15 by 5 will be 0 remainder, right? And you can run this code and check. That's simple. Like that. The last one is 0, 5, 4, 3, 0, 3, 0. Again, you have 3. Okay. So I think something wrong here. Oh, 303. That's okay. 303. Then I have 1 and 0 and 1 and 18, all that, right? You can 1. Okay, I forgot to calculate. I mean, there are some you can figure out, right? So that's the math operator. Okay. The important thing is modulo operator. That is what you have to understand. Now here is a comparison. So this is the logical, right? Logical operators false. Like if it false, so console log false. Not false, not true will be false. Okay, not false will be true. So this is not true, that is false, and again not false will be true. So the output of this statement is, that is what you have to understand, right? Now this is AND operator. Sorry, that earlier I just put one AND, right? So will be, that was my mistake. I was not thinking properly. So this is the one called AND operator. Okay. So something like this, always two AND, right? That is AND operator. So false and false will be false. False and true will be false. True and false will be false. True and true will be true. So when you have AND operator, both side must be true in order to get a true result. If any one is false, then that is false. But here, if any one is true, then you have true. In the OR, right? One of them is true, then you get true result. Okay, just remember that. So not false is true. True or false? True or false will be true. All right. So we're talking about the what is that? Comparison, right? Basically, this is the logical. Okay, not comparison, but logical. There are three symbols. I said non, not, or, and, right? So you get the idea. Once you understand and or and not symbol also, then you can combine all that, right? And find out the answer for all this. Okay. Now here is again combination of all this logical and the comparison, right? So true equal to false, the output will be false. False equal to false is false. Oh, sorry, true, because they are same, right? Comparing same thing, same thing, compare same thing. If they are same, then that is true. If not same, then that is false. False is not equal to true. So this statement is true because false is not equal to true. This will make false. Then you're going to have false equal to false. Your output will be true, right? Like this. Let me show you something. So let's say not false equal to true. See, I get what this is. The always look for this answer. Okay, figure out that answer, right? This is expression. What is the output? What is the output means? What is the final result? If you figure out that means you understand the operation here, right? Same thing, 2 plus 5, 2 plus 3 is 5, 5 is equal to 5. true. 4 is less than 0, false. 10 is greater than or equal to 10. It's not greater but equal, right? So that is true. 10.3 is greater than equal to 10. That is also true because this one is greater than 10. Now this is divide. 10 divided by 2, that is 0, right? Oh, sorry, 50. When you divide, 10 by 2, you get 50, right? Okay. So 50 equal to 50, that is true. Now here 10, this one, look at this one, 10 mod 2, right? Remainder will be 0. So 0 equal to 0, that is true. 11 mod 2, right? Remainder will be 1. 1 equal to 0, that is false. 7.0 is equal to 7, that is they are same, right? Same, okay? So similarly, you can figure out all this. Potato equal to potato, the same, okay? True. Tomato equal to potato. When you have 3 equal, right? It checks that, small letter, capital letter, everything. So that will be false because here we have capital T. They are not same. This is string, this is number, right? So string equal to number 42? No. So that you gonna get 40 false. Okay. So first find out here 5 is greater than 3. True. So you have true and this is false. The true and false. In case of and, if anyone is false, then that will be false. You get false. So for today's exercise, you guys will practice all this, right? Just practice what I have done here. Similarly, practice that, try to understand. It's very important. Okay, if you do not, just whatever time it takes, right, make sure you understand the concept. Okay, you can go to the console, just try one by one and see the output result. Type the code. For example, if let's say I need to understand this part, right? So there is not true and in the bracket true, false and true, right? I'll just copy this inside. Okay, I mean console.log and bracket is the formula, right? But the statement is just what is inside the bracket. So I will go to my, and I place here, right? Look at that. The output is false. How? Not true will be false and false or true. Remember, in case of or, if one is true, that is true. So false and true. So because I have and, right, I will get false. In and, if both side is true, then only will be true. Okay. If I just remove here this, right, now both side is true. See, it is like this, true and true, right? Okay. If one of these false, one of them is false, then it will be false. Clear? So please go through, understand that. It's very important. Then yeah, so that is the first one, right? Let me expand and check quickly. So we're going to look at the B exercise tomorrow. Oh, we have done the B, right? Fine. What is in C? Okay, this is the just like something with a variable, right? So let's look at that tomorrow. That's how you create a variable. Just put let and then name of the variable and store something. Just try, right? You can store any type, any data type, right? Give a try, and I will talk about this tomorrow again. We're just going to talk about variables and the next, whatever the next topic, right? Okay guys, thank you. I'll see you tomorrow. Have a nice day.